There's a specific kind of silence that happens in basketball arenas. Not the silence of an empty building, not the silence before tip-off. This is the silence that comes when 31 feet separates a man from a basket, when defenders are draped over him like gravity itself, when his body is falling sideways toward the boundary line, when the shot clock shows 0.7 seconds of red. The silence that comes when everyone in the building knows what's about to happen is impossible. And yet, the ball leaves Stephen Curry's fingers anyway. Perfect rotation, perfect arc, the kind of arc that doesn't happen by accident. This moment isn't magic. It never was. It's something far more disturbing than magic. It's what happens when a human being decides that chaos is just another variable to control. If this interests you, if you're here because you want to understand what actually happens inside minds that operate differently, then stay. This channel isn't about highlights. It's about the space between what we see and what actually drives it. Subscribe if that matters to you. They said his ankles were made of glass. 2011, third sprain in 8 months, 23 years old. The medical staff won't make eye contact. The franchise is already discussing amnesty clauses. You understand what that means in professional sports. It means your body has become unreliable. It means the investment isn't worth the risk. It means you're done before you ever really started. He sits in an empty locker room after everyone else has left, and his phone buzzes. Text from his father. Physics doesn't care about pain. That's it. No sympathy, no comfort. Just a reminder of something they discovered together when Stephen was 13 years old, too small for AAU teams to notice him, shooting in a YMCA gym because nobody else would let him in. The discovery was simple. If you can't overpower the chaos, you calculate it. Most people hear that and think it's a metaphor. It wasn't. A basketball shot is not one variable. It's hundreds. The angle of release, the velocity, the rotation speed, the height of your jump, the position of the defender's hand, the air pressure in the arena, the sweat on your fingertips, the fatigue in your legs after 37 minutes, the way the crowd noise affects your inner ear balance. Every single shot is chaos. And Stephen Curry, the kid who was too small, too slow, too fragile, decided he was going to master all of it. Not some of it, all of it. He started filming every shot he took, every single one. Practice, games, backyard sessions at midnight. Studied them frame by frame, measured arc angles with protractors, cataloged which shots felt good versus which shots went in. He discovered they weren't always the same thing. A shot released at 47 degrees with 3.2 rotations per second has an 11% higher make percentage than the same shot at 45 degrees with 2.9 rotations. 11%. That number becomes important when you understand what he did with it. 2012. The surgeries are over. The rehabilitation is complete. But something else is broken now. Something deeper than ligaments. He can't sleep. His wife finds him at 3 in the morning in the backyard, shooting under a streetlight. "Steph, you have a game tomorrow." "I know." "You need rest." "I need to make 10,000. She stares at him. 10,000 what? Shots, before the season starts. 10,000 perfect shots. If I make 10,000 perfect shots, the chaos can't touch me. Listen to what he's actually saying. He's not shooting to be great. He's shooting to prove he still exists. This is what obsession actually looks like. Not passion, not dedication, obsession. The belief that if you control enough variables, if you practice enough hours, if you reduce enough chaos to mathematics, you can make yourself invulnerable. His teammates thought he was insane. His coaches worried he was overthinking it. His father sent one text: "Chaos is just math you haven't solved yet."
They believe that if they can just master one more variable, eliminate one more source of uncertainty, they'll finally be free from the fear. But the opposite happens. The more you control, the more you have to maintain. The more you master, the more you have to defend. The better you get, the higher the cost of failure becomes. Because now you can't just lose, you can lose everything you've built. 2015, MVP, champion. The Warriors are 67-15. He's making shots that shouldn't be possible. 30-foot pull-ups, off-balance threes with defenders draped on him, shots where he literally releases the ball from his hip while falling backward. And they go in. The media calls it confidence. They call it a hot streak. They don't understand what they're watching. This isn't confidence. This is a man who has spent 10,000 hours, literally 10,000 hours, reducing chaos to numbers, who has shot so many basketballs that his muscle memory operates in a language deeper than thought. But here's what they don't show in the highlights. He's not happy. His wife notices first, after the championship, after the parade, after everything he thought he wanted. She finds him in their home gym, 4 a.m., shooting. "Steph, you won. You're the best player in the world. What are you still chasing?" He doesn't answer for a long time, just keeps shooting. The net doesn't even move anymore. The ball passes through so perfectly it's like the rim isn't there. Finally, "I'm not chasing anything." "Then what are you running from?" He catches the ball, holds it, and his answer reveals everything. The moment it stops working, the moment the chaos wins. They don't teach you this about greatness. It's not a destination, it's a treadmill that only goes faster. Every impossible shot he makes becomes the new baseline. Every record he breaks raises the bar. The thing that should bring joy, the mastery, the control, becomes a prison. Because now he can't miss. If he misses, the chaos was always stronger. If he misses, the math was a lie. If he misses, he's just a small kid from Charlotte who got lucky. So he doesn't miss. 2016, 73 wins, unanimous MVP, 400 three-pointers in a single season, a record that breaks the previous one by over 100. The world calls him the greatest shooter in basketball history. And inside, he's drowning. Then comes Game 7. NBA Finals, championship within reach. He shoots 4 for 14, misses open threes, throws the ball away, looks human. The Warriors lose. That night, in the visiting locker room in Cleveland, he sits alone, doesn't shower, doesn't speak, just stares at his hands like they belong to someone else. The media crucifies him. The fans turn. Every missed shot gets dissected, analyzed, replayed. And Stephen Curry discovers the one equation he can't solve: himself. He doesn't shoot for 3 weeks after that. Can't. Every time he picks up a basketball, he feels the weight of those misses, the turnovers, the way someone bigger, stronger, more physically dominant simply imposed their will when it mattered most. His sports psychologist tries everything: breathing exercises, visualization, cognitive reframing. Nothing works. Because this isn't about psychology. This is about the thing he's been avoiding since he was 13. The possibility that control is an illusion. That chaos doesn't care how much you practice. That sometimes the math is perfect and you still lose. His father shows up one morning, doesn't call first, just appears in the driveway. They shoot together for 6 hours, father and son, in silence. Around hour 4, Stephen realizes something. His father is missing shots. Del Curry, one of the greatest shooters of his generation, missing wide-open threes in a driveway. Stephen stops. "You're off." His father smiles, tired, real. "I'm always off, Steph. Every shooter is always off. That's the point." "What point?" "You think you control chaos by being perfect, but perfection is just another form of chaos. It's random, fleeting. The real control is accepting that you'll miss, that you'll fail, that the math will betray you, and you'll shoot anyway. The real control is accepting that you'll miss, not preventing the miss, not eliminating the variable, accepting it. Steven stares at the ball in his hands. So what do I control? The next shot. Only the next shot. Not the last one, not the next 1,000, just the next one. This is the shift that most people never make. They spend their entire lives trying to eliminate uncertainty, building systems, creating routines, mastering variables. And all of it is designed to protect them from the one thing they can't escape, the fact that chaos always wins eventually. The only question is what you do when it does. 2017, they signed Kevin Durant. The media says it's because Steven can't carry them alone, that he needs help, that he's not enough. And they're right, but not in the way they think. For the first time in his career, Steven has someone else who can make the impossible shot, someone else who can shoulder the chaos, someone else who can miss, and it doesn't all fall on his shoulders. They win the championship, and then another. And somewhere in that process, Stephen Curry learns to let go. Not of the work, never the work, but of the fear. Here's what actually changed. He still shoots 10,000 times, he still measures angles, he still calculates rotation speeds and arc trajectories. But now when he misses, he doesn't hear the voice that says, "You were always too small, you were always going to fail." He just hears, "Next shot." That's all. Next shot. Not figure out what went wrong, not adjust the variable, not prevent this from happening again. Just next shot. Late one night, he finds his daughter in the backyard. She's 7 years old, shooting a basketball that's almost as big as she is. "Baby, it's past your bedtime." She doesn't stop, just keeps shooting, missing most of them. "I want to make 10. He laughs, soft, sad, proud. 10 shots or 10 makes? Makes, like you. He sits down on the court, watches her shoot, miss, shoot again, miss again. She's too small. The ball is too heavy. The rim is too high. It's impossible. She shoots again. Swish. 1. And Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter in basketball history, the man who turned chaos into mathematics, watches his daughter shoot. He doesn't correct her form, doesn't tell her the math, doesn't explain the angles or the rotation or the biomechanics. He just says, "Good shot, baby. 9 more." Because some things you can't teach. Some things you have to survive. Think about what he's actually learned. Not that chaos can be controlled, not that perfection is possible, not that enough practice makes you invulnerable. He learned that chaos is permanent, that failure is inevitable, that the math will betray you, and he shoots anyway. That's not optimism, that's not confidence, that's something deeper. It's the acceptance that control was always an illusion, that the only thing you ever controlled was whether you'd try again after the chaos won. The ball leaves his fingers. It always leaves his fingers. 31 feet from the basket, defender draped over him, body falling sideways, shot clock at 0.7. He's made this shot 3,472,618 times before. He's kept count, every shot since he was 13. And he'll miss tomorrow. He knows that. The math guarantees it. But he'll also make the next one. Not because chaos has been defeated, because chaos is just the place where he lives now. There's no lesson here, no takeaway, no moral, no system you can copy. Just a man who spent his entire life trying to control the uncontrollable, who built systems to eliminate uncertainty, who practiced until muscle memory replaced thought, who calculated every variable until impossible became inevitable, and who learned, finally, that none of it mattered. The chaos always wins. The only question is whether you shoot anyway. He keeps shooting, again and again, until chaos becomes home.